1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1, 0. 1, 2, 3. Gonna flow. We be flowing. So I think what I'm trying to do right now, I don't really know. I have some dim sense of what it is that I'm doing, attempting to do. Oops, that's a little bit slippery. And pretty unbalanced? No, I feel pretty stable on the left leg. Although I do notice that the toes of the left foot, and what is this? The knee, like where the knee is in relation to the toes. There's at least 2 different axes involved there. And I was taught by an Aikido instructor a long time ago, probably in the mid-1990s, to notice the relationship between the toes, what direction the toes are facing relative to what's the vector on the knee. And you want to keep those 2 things lined up. That's where the structural integrity is. So here's where we get into the yoga, whatever that is, the postural practices. Carefully attend to that relationship. Structural integrity, we say. No compromises. And that has stuck with me, apparently. So now there's this beautiful thing. Just gorgeous. I think I was drunk when I bought this. Had a moment, had enough money. I always wanted something like this when I was a little kid. And I never had one that was anywhere near as nice as this. And I was in a store, early in my professional career. Relatively early. I had been through school, suffered through, what do you call that? Well, I did an associate's degree at a community college, earned that, and then I transferred to the University of Washington. And then I earned an undergraduate degree there at the business school, which was actually pretty fun. It was a lot of work. Some nasty hangovers in that period, but anyway, earned the undergraduate degree. That was another roughly 2 years, I think, or maybe precisely 2 years. I think by that point I was starting to play by the rules or do something, behave in a more traditional manner. The traditional behavior is probably at 18, 19 years old. You go into a 4-year institution, you earn an undergraduate degree. Not me. I did something really different, which I don't want to take the time to try to describe, because there was a lot of stuff that I was doing in my 20s that was a lot of fun, but it was definitely not at a 4-year institution. Anyway, what are we talking about now? What are we trying to do? We were talking about structural integrity, flow. Oh, this is a flow episode. So flow. There's all this talk of flow. And I've been like, hey guys, it's easy. You put the body into a flow. Not hard. But a lot of folks, I suppose, maybe as a consequence of that traditional approach, which, by the way, I'm not knocking tradition. Tradition is helpful many times. The dicey bit is making the decision to, or being forced. Well, being forced is a different thing. We're not going to talk about that right now. I don't want to try to contend with force, other than the implicit work that I'm doing with the force of gravity, right now. That's enough. That's complicated enough. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to express the deep sense of gratitude that I feel for traditional practices. I'm trying to express the deep sense of gratitude that I feel for those brave and cautious individuals who break from tradition, do something different, because tradition requires updating. Otherwise, it ossifies, we say. So the updating requires exploration. That is an adventure. Exploring the unknown. Purpose came up this week in a conversation with a fellow practitioner. It's difficult to talk about purpose when you're wandering around in the complete unknown. Gratefully, if you're wandering, well, in my experience anyway, there's a body present. Wandering around, noticing what's going on. Oh, almost lost it there. Almost tipped over. Okay. So, I think we're getting close to concluding on this. Do I want to call this a lesson? A lesson in flow. Flow. Flowing. If you're not flowing, I recommend that you first express gratitude. Express gratitude for all of the exploration that the traditions have afforded so far, and then more or less cautiously, depending upon the sense of courage inherent to your own body, your own being. Challenge. the traditional way. Go a different way. Go a different way. And then, one of the most joyous parts of all of that is you get to bring it back. I feel enormously grateful for your careful attention.